of baseboard here. Now let's think about this before we cut it, okay? Now I've got marked 189 3/4. That's going to be to my tip. Now when I cut a long piece of baseboard, I usually make it just a hair longer, and then when I put it up against the wall, I can just kind of push it, kind of folds up and flops right up against the wall without falling down. Last thing I want is to make this baseboard too short. Okay, so I got 189 3/4 to that pencil mark. I'm going to make it about 1/8 of an inch longer. That's first off, okay? Just seems to work better. I've got plenty of flex because this baseboard is almost 16 feet long. I'll try it that way, and if I have to cut it, just shave it off, I will, okay? But now that is where the back side is going to be, because I got my saw this way. How else am I going to cut it, right? I've got to cut it from this front side. I flip the baseboard around. Now I got the bottom of the baseboard up here and the top here, whereas before I had the top there and the bottom over there when I flipped it around. Follow? Okay, so now I got this long piece there. Now I measured, you remember I measured the thickness. You always got to do that. I'm right at 1/2 inch. So that tells me if I'm going to cut this off at a 45, let's just look at this corner here. If I'm going to cut this back at a 45, I want to go over from the top, 1/2 inch over, and if I slice that at a 45, I'll come down to nothing there. If it's at 1/2 inch thick. If this was a 2x4, or if this material was 1.5 inches thick, I'd go over 1.5 inches. Cut that off at an angle, from point to point, you got a perfect 45. That's 3/4 inch material, you measure over 3/4. Same thing, okay? So, because I know that now, I'm just going to hold my tape here, and I'm just going to hold it at this mark. I've got it at 4 inches, just for the sake of argument. I don't have to hold it there. Now I'm going to measure over 1/2 inch. That's my long measurement, remember? I went over 1/8, maybe between, that's about 1/8 of an inch, okay? Now I'm going to come back 1/2 inch. And that is right where I'm going to cut it. Did you follow all that? So this time I'm just going to leave that one mark. I'm going to make believe those other marks are not there, okay? That's where I want to cut this at a 45-degree angle, because that's going to be the short point, and when I cut it all the way, it's going to go right to there on the back side. Okay? Time to make our cut now. Slide this up. I want to make sure on this table end here that it's square, that I'm touching. So I just have to adjust the back side a little bit, because I want this point up nice and tight and the back side of the table nice and tight. Okay, so just reposition that. I can hold this. I'm just going to do a trial here. I'm not going to turn on the saw just yet. I'm going to keep sliding that until I think I know exactly where I need it. Trial and error here. Hold that down. Once I get it to where I think I need to have it, I'm going to cut it. If I'm slightly off, it's not going to matter, because I'm already over 1/8 of an inch. But I'm going to be really close. If you got a question, you can make it long first. Hold on to it, make just a little bit of a cut. You know, you don't have to cut the wood all the way through. You can just kind of tap the wood, okay? That's what I'm going to do here. Got to hold it down tight, because I don't want this edge to lift up, remember? If I wanted to, if I had this on a table, I could slide this and it would be nice and tight. So that's why I'm kind of holding this, because it's bowing down to the ground. I could put some blocks about 3 or 4 feet over to the left and lift that up, and that might be a little bit easier. There's different things you can do. Okay, I'm just off that mark just a little bit, so I know I need to slide it to the right a little bit, okay? Right there, I'm holding that, and I'm going to cut this off. ready to put that up against the wall. I'm going to try that, and I should be right on. And these little scraps, don't throw away your scraps. You never know when you're going to need a little piece. You know, so for the time being, just kind of keep these and hang on to them until you get done with your job, because you never know, you might need it.